racing going in 4 or 5 days. Yes, you get a lot of good riders turning up, and it really is a great weekend.
Here in our moments reflections of those gone before us last weekend at Motorcycle New Zealand's annual general meeting. It was nice to hear the name of Wayne Affleck mentioned, and Wayne, long-time organising chairman of that event, who tragically died with cancer in the last 12 months. So well-respected man, and part of our, I suppose you'd say, eulogy of those gone before us. All right, Boyd Motorcycles, Clubman and Lambs, and away we go. And some that didn't get the best of starts to get away. Another one, in fact, no, he was purposely waiting, sorry, our high vis out there, which gives us an opportunity to see that, those that play at the tail end of the field are in fact those that are protecting the others in the pack. So Mark Van Wettering, the Aucklander, as Dennis has picked up on us, was one of those that had looked good through practice, didn't get the best of starts away, but this young man, Hamish Fox, and as Connor has pointed out before, now in his stable, so I'm sure Connor will know to be making sure he's picking good riders to follow in his footsteps as well on that Vista-like Kawasaki team, so I'm sure we're going to see more from Hamish in that lineup. Here we go, Boyd Motorcycles at home on that fantastic Te Rapa Road. Yes, indeed, the motorcycle MEPA, the Barry's Point Road of Hamilton, where you can just cruise along there and think, well, you're going to pick up one bike shop. No, two, no, three, no, four now. So just fantastic to go along Te Rapa Road there in our motorcycle mecca. And Boyd's Motorcycles, super supporters of the Hamilton Motorcycle Club in this great series, at home with brands like Suzuki and KTM, to name but two of them, but more importantly, a great team supporting our events behind the scenes as we get the green bikes going here today. Adrian D'Souza, wow, there we go with Adrian, nice to see out there. He's got the Kawasaki ZX6, I said, a 2008 model, so just proving exactly with Tubman's Racing, Dennis, you don't need the latest machinery or the biggest checkbook. Oh wow. So when we talk about LAMS, folks, that stands for our Learners Approved Motorcycles. So effectively these are bikes that the Ministry of Transport / NZTA has approved for riders to buy effectively as a motorcycle to then go with your licence and ride. So in other words, you can't just go get a super bike and then turn up with it on the highway. You've got to go through a tiered licence system, which is involved around the power of the bike, and LAMS approved. In other words, you can get these bikes, and I'll tell you what, a Ninja 400 is just a fantastic motorcycle. Man, I'm really enjoying these, and remembering as well that these are now New Zealand's #1 selling road motorcycle over 250cc. So don't worry about what's being sold in the way of super bikes or 600s. These 400s, New Zealand's #1, and of course a Kawasaki legend with the name Ninja on board with them. So keen to look out for his performance out there, Hamish, on that one. But speaking of green, so we've got a Kawasaki first and a Kawasaki second, and looking out for the third place there for Mark Van Wettering. And as Dennis had picked up a poorer start for the Yamaha Blazing Saddles man, but he's got himself into third, and I'll tell you what, a much bigger bike than the second place, so look out for Hamish Fox. I think it could be a change there. Will it be, Dennis? What do you think? Not quite? Well, in fact, we've always noticed that you go up to the first one, and always had, first of all, had the idea that it was just a continuation, but you've actually got another kink within the corner as well, haven't you? So it's sort of almost like 3 different corners when you come around on it. Loving all that kitty litter, super safe out there. We've seen some of the NZSBK riders that have had a little bit of an off, but we know that they're okay, and the marshals are okay because the kitty litter, and we were talking about it prior to introduction of our first race today, Dennis, that there's a sort of a hint and a talk that maybe a Pukekohe track coming back into its own, but man, oh man, it just doesn't have that barrier, those buffers, kitty litter like we see here at Taupo. What a great circuit for motorcycling in that form. Here. Here indeed, all right, back to our race. Adrian D'Souza, Hamish Fox and Mark Van Wettering are our hot ones to go. Gio Mendes out there in 4th place, 5th going to Chris Smith. Then look for Martin Pratt, Steve Mannering, Cullen Boyd. Look out for Andrew Baldero. Check out Ray Cox as well now. Ray's an all-round club good guy, and with his 2006 model Honda out there, just proving that this is what Clubman's racing is all about. So go and grab the bike out the shed. Probably he's wouldn't have done much racing. Generally the summertime is more the championship events rather than club racing, so who knows, could be 6 or 8 months since he was last on this machine. But more importantly, he comes out for a ride along with Lewis Shaw, Edwin Bolton, Dave Sayers and Curtis Boyd is another one that we can add. And I think Curtis is the one that's had the mechanical problem and maybe out of our moto. But anyway, back to our race. Kawasaki 1 and 2, and just when I thought that we were going to see Mark Wettering come and get Hamish Fox, and he's got the power to do so, just proving the protege of Hamish Fox, what a great rider he is. He can obviously out-corner him on that much smaller bike here, Dennis. Okay. Here indeed, great to see. Beautiful weather conditions, yes indeed, impaired by the fog here early this morning. So freaky to actually literally go down the road, only 400 metres to be out of the fog, and the fog lingered here. So a little bit of a delay today. We're only into our first round of racing. We did have a 6 race schedule per round, but that's been shortened to 5 because we've merged our super motard with our intermediates. So effectively race 1 is Kawasaki Seniors, race 2 Envy Motorcycles Intermediate and super motard. This is now race number 3 for our Clubman's Lambs, and still to come 4 with the juniors and 5 with our post-classic senior and junior. And all I can say, folks, is look out for the next race coming up. It might, the word junior might undermine the name, but I tell you what, it is not going to undermine the racing anyway. Get excited, it's going to be great. All right, well, amazing to look in there. In fact, that seeing that our man back in what is now 3rd place, he's moved up, he's gone past Mark Wettering, is Guy Mendes, and he's now got the fastest time out there, a time of 1:16, because Adrian, our front runner's last lap time was only at 1:19. So I don't know what he's been able to do, but that's been a massive change. Hopefully I'm going to pronounce it Guy Gue. My apologies if I've got it wrong, but there we go, a update of our result there at the moment. Yes, indeed. So stay tuned. More details from the Hamilton Motorcycle Club. Big thanks to Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. Yes, indeed. Kawasaki, man, oh man, have they got right back into racing in New Zealand or what, of course. Road racing, motocross, cross countries as well. So great to have their support. Great company, great brand globally, of course. And as picked up by Connor before, World Superbike champions. And that's the kind of credits that they've got globally, and reflected now with some great results here in New Zealand. For me, Connor, that 3rd place he got, top 3 finish at race 1 of the TT weekend at Hampton Downs was just incredible, and long may we see that kind of improvement. And he's our guest commentator for the senior racing today, but doing the right thing, taking a break after a slight head knock here at the final round of NZSBK just 2 months ago. So there it is, Adrian D'Souza got the win. Guay got himself up into 2nd place in the end, but more importantly had that best time. He was back in 5th, so there's a classic 5, 4, 3, 2 he got as far as. So not quite sure as to why. It only had a disappointing start. Did he balk from the start? Whatever the reason, I think we've got to keep an eye on him, because best time by 3 seconds faster than the time of Adrian. So we've got to look out for him, Dennis.
Someone really giving it a go. I mean, and if he's just riding in clubs and he's riding this well,
He got to start somewhere. So Adrian D'Souza taking that win on his 2008 Kawasaki ZX6R, courtesy of Tri-Moto. And then we go to Guay and the Aucklander on the Phoenix Graphic.